Solo.
And hello, welcome to solo playthroughs. We got a really crazy one today, man. This is Spirit Island, the the gift that keeps on giving. The number of ways you can play this game, the number of experiences you can have, and there's a reason why I don't do the scenarios often. But what this because they just take, I don't know, there's just so much else I want to do and higher level adversaries, and the scenarios do like change the game, but like when I play them I'm really like happy that I explored them, right? And then I put the scenarios back in the box, and I'll take them back out in a couple of months probably. But yeah, I only have 5 scenarios left. We have this, we have Guard the Isle's Heart, we have the Great River, we have Blitz, and then there's one more. Oh, Varied Terrains. Varied Terrains is actually a patron challenge, so we will see that sooner rather than later for sure. That comes from Otis, so I'm looking forward to getting that on the channel. Hold on one sec. Obligatory opening cough. Excellent. Looking at the chat, Sean McKenzie says, good luck. This will be a fun playthrough. ID Jester says, well, hello there, man. Hope all is well. The Spirit Island Madman has arrived. Yes, yes, indeed. We are here. So, man, I gotta take a drink. Hold on one sec. All right. Well, here you go. My voice is mutinying against me. So, I was originally gonna just try this on Russia 6 just to kind of mess around. That didn't do well. So I'll drop it to 5. That should be doable. Yeah, that was terrible. So I dropped it to 4. Was almost sure I was going to do this at 4, and then no. Russia is too hard. This scenario is too hard. Anything that puts a stage 3 invader card at the top of the deck earlier makes this scenario really, really, really hard because you're just adding extra towns. So I'm going to go to state. What am I doing? Level 3, which is the same level I did the scenario with when I did Shroud versus Habsburg, and I forget what that scenario was. So we'll do level 3, and I really like the idea of doing this with Russia, especially with both River and Vital and the aspects, and we'll get into all of that as we go. The aspects are another part of this game I haven't explored as much as I might have, or as I've wanted to, is what I'm trying to say. So we'll see those on the channel, and those should be pretty cool, and I like a lot of what they do. There's just a lot of them. I kind of wish it was like, hey, just give me one aspect for each of these low complexity spirits. I don't need 11 versions of the low complexity spirits, but hey. But I have them, so I will try to get all the aspects on the channel as we go. Doing that's proving a little bit more challenging than I thought, because again, there's so much more content in this game that we could put together. The other reality too is originally I was going to try to do a Guard the Isle's Heart. This is the second time I had planned to do a Guard the Isle's Heart, and I realized that it was just too easy. So I have to figure out a way to get Guard the Isle's Heart on the channel. I'm actually thinking of a 3 spirit playthrough for that, because I think thematically it makes the most sense, with only base game content. Because I think once you add the events and once you add everything else going on, Guard the Isle's Heart just becomes way too easy in a way that I don't think is very fun, and I don't think would make a very good video. So I'm yammering enough. I just says I did a video for you yesterday showing off the Arkham Horror Second Edition box and playthrough. Awesome. No, I appreciate that. I actually I did pick up a copy of that for like 30, so I'm pretty excited for when that gets here. And then actually, Phoenix Knight just put up an Arkham Second Edition playthrough. Did he just? I think he just did it. So Phoenix Knight is also one of my patrons. He has his own channel. Definitely go check him out. So I'm really interested to dive into second edition more. So thanks a lot to ID Jester there. So I've yammered enough. I've got nothing done. I do feel like I'm coming from something else. Like my brain still hasn't totally adjusted, but we will get into the swing of things. So let's do it. So I'm gonna pick my player boards. We have the 6 boards in front of me. I rolled a 2, so that's going to be board B. And then I'm going to roll this again. It's a 2. I already have board B, kids. It's a 1. So A and B. We're going back to the basics, kids. A, B, C. Easy as getting our butts kicked by Russia. All right, we're going to put the blight here. We're going to put this blight here. We're going to have this flight blight for the card. We're going to put our starting dahan on board B, which is going to be River's board. We have 1, the wetland dahan, and 1, 2, sands dahan, and 3, the mountain dahan, and 7, and the 2 jungle dahan, and 8. We have the 2 jungle dahan, and 3 on board A, the 2 sands dahan, in 7, a mountain dahan in 6, and then a wetlands dahan in 2. Additionally, we need our starting beast. There's going to be the starting beast in the lowest numbered land that does not have a pre-printed setup icon. On board A, that is 1. On board B, that is 5. We're going to have our starting city in 2. Our other starting city in 2 on 2 on both boards. We're going to have the starting disease in 2 on both boards. Starting town is going to be in 6 on B. It's going to be in 8 on A. Now, as part of Russia's setup, we're going to put an explorer in the highest number land that does not have a town. That's going to be 8, and we're going to throw a beast in there as well. And we're going to do that over here as well. That's going to be 7 with the beast. I think that is everything on the board. It's so funny when you play against like higher level adversaries and you're just used to like tons of buildings, and you play against Russia. It's like, oh, there's not any buildings. How hard could this be? And then Russia's like, poof, it just like absolutely demolishes you. Anyway, yeah, Russia is hard. We're going to flip over River's board. River has a starting presence in the highest numbered wetland, and that will count as a sacred site. And then I'm going to have Sunshine as the aspect, which I'll explain when we get there, but that does mean I need to throw away the Boon of Vigor, and as part of setup, I do take 1 energy. We'll put the rest of River's energy on our presence on the board here. I'm having, my fingers are like, we don't want to work for you today. We will not pick up things that you tell us to pick up. We're going to make life difficult. All right, ding. Great. So 12 presents on the board. That is good. So I did randomize which of the aspects I was using because, you know, that's what I do. So I just picked up the there's 2 aspects for River, there's 2 aspects for Earth. I just like rolled a die and it's like, boom, Sunshine Resilience. Sounds fun. What's this about? Otis says, I was playing some Picket solo. Probably should not have done Legendary, but it was an experiment. Gosh, I freaking hate Poison and Mischief. Oh, the learning curve for Too Many Bones is so fun. I found that the Goblin Sapper was a lot worse for him than most. Yeah, no, it's rough. Mischief is a very really tough baddie skill that you're gonna have to learn how to counter. No, that's funny. That's really funny. Yeah, Picket's fun though. Picket's a good game. I mean, I think Boomer. I mean, that anytime you have range attack in that base game, but Boomer is probably the easiest learn. And then I find Tantrum like super, super fun. It's just a really fun one to play. But again, Tantrum, talk about Mischief totally ruining a Gearlock's life. Yeah. Tantrum, I've had many playthrough with Tantrum fall apart because of Mischief. But that's fine. It's part of the fun. So I'm shuffling up the minor powers now. I just shuffled up the majors. I am going, excuse me. Whew, this is going to be a battle. We're going to you see, I'm only using the bottom part of the board. That's probably going to stay forever. I am trying to find a way where I can get the camera a little bit closer for my 2-handed playthroughs. I think my solo playthroughs I can really go super close, but I'm doing a lot more 2-handed for now, and we'll see how long that sticks. I'll probably start doing a lot more solo when we get our new spirits near the end of the year. And just make sure I feature each spirit one-on-one for sure. Yeah, Otis, range is easier. Yeah, range is a ton easier with Too Many Bones. But yeah, Boomer's a fun little puzzle though too. I mean, once you really like understand like the whole idea of scavenging and doing what makes, getting her so she always has like 2 or 3 bombs, in her supply, and beefing up her attack stat. She becomes an absolute machine. So, yeah, she's cool. I mean, all the gear locks have their thing, right? And some of them, I think they're all like kind of fun to learn. Some, once you've kind of cracked the puzzle, aren't as fun to play anymore for me personally. But they're nice to have for the variety for sure. All right, so Sunshine Earth is there, and we're going to have Resilient Vital Strength. I have to set up his board. So he's going to have a starting Sacred Site in the highest numbered mountain. He's going to have a starting presence in the highest numbered jungle. And we're going to put Resilience here. Resilience is going to replace Earth Vitality. So what that means is there is no longer does a Sacred Site give me defend 3. In some ways it does something better, in some ways it does something worse. Sunshine is going to add complexity to River. I don't really know why it doesn't it doesn't seem that complex. Resilience is going to basically be a neutral to complexity. I think both of these aspect cards are pretty much net neutral. That's a weird increased complexity, and when I explain what Sunshine does in the future, you'll see why I'm kind of like, okay. It doesn't like change the mechanics of River at all. I guess it makes some different choices in card selection. Maybe, I don't know, but Sunshine is kind of a silly aspect. Sunshine is not the aspect I would use if it was a true solo game. Oh, but I guess no, because then you could target yourself. Never mind. Right, because in a true solo game, something that targets another spirit can be used to target yourself instead. So actually, Sunshine's actually pretty strong for River in a true solo game because it would give you some energy generation. So maybe you can actually turn Sunshine into a bit more of a major power user. Now that I'm stopping to think about that, so we're going to be doing level 3 Russia. So the fear deck is going to be 4/4/3. Whatever's after the second backslash isn't going to matter because in this scenario we're going to actually keep all the fear cards in the fear deck. So we're going to have 4, 4, and then the rest of them. So Terror level 3 divider, 4 cards there. Terror level 2 divider, 4 cards there. That will go there. We're going to have to set the Blighted Island card. I didn't even my last playthrough was not going well, so I didn't even flip over the Blight Island card. I just resigned. So I'm going to roll this die, D20. That's a 1, so the 1 right off the bottom. We're going to put 5 Blight on that card. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Thank you, Eric Royce. You still love us, and I appreciate it. And then we're going to go ahead and set up the invader deck. Now the invader deck for Russia, once you get to level 4, gets all kinds of wonky. Again, we're doing level 3 because the early stage 3 cards against Russia were absolutely crushing my chances of winning this scenario. And again, Russia's hard enough, the scenario is hard enough, so it just wasn't coming together for me. So here we go, stage 3, and take out one stage 3 card. Stage 2, I'm going to take out one stage 2 card. Stage 1, I'm taking out one stage 1 card, and that's it. So it's a vanilla invader deck, which feels very strange to me against Russia. So that's out. This goes here, and we'll roll this die, get one more out. I won my tantrum with Boomer, but not Picket nor Patches. Oh, that's interesting. Patches is like, I guess Patches could be a little tricky. Like once you start that health you get from Patches, it's yeah, Patches can be really, really strong true solo. Patches ink die screwed me. Hello, Greg. Best of luck. Thank you, David. Oh yeah, the Innie die. Oh god, Innie dies. I think one of the misses about Too Many Bones from a design perspective, and I don't know how they fix it now, but I do think there should have been more built-in mitigation for the Innie die rolls, because Innie dice, especially at lower gear lock numbers, 1 or 2, can really just absolutely break you if you don't roll good Innie dice. And I think that's a weakness of the game for sure. Rocket says Boomer is pretty powerful for sure. This is interesting. I was doing more two-handed and switched over to more solo instead for Spirit Island. You were switching over to do more two-handed instead. Why is that? That's a good question, Jester. I mean, at this point, I've just done so much true solo. And right now, I'm trying to just feature a lot more things. I think the scenarios shine a little bit more. I think they shine better two-handed. And I think that especially now that I'm trying to like get through the aspects. Just the more I can get out quicker, the better. But in my personal plays, I still probably slightly prefer True Solo because they're so much quicker and you get more done. But a playthrough like this, it's making sense for me to be able to cycle through the spirits a little bit quicker, two-handed. I mean, I play this game a lot with friends, which is why I think I like the variety of True Solo. If I didn't play a lot with friends, I think two-handed might be my preferred. But again, one of the things I love about this game is how flexible it is at all player accounts. It's just super, super fun. The promo character of Gasket looks fun. Yeah, I should be getting Gasket as soon as I get my Hoplomachus Victorum Kickstarter. So getting pretty jazzed that that's coming out soon. Gasket's my current favorite personally. That's what's up. That's a Rocket. Otis has a reusable skills and combos between them with hydro management seems fun. It's mainly if you are melee, then a 5-point batting can smash you before you go. Yeah, right. But so to say, if you're melee and then you just get absolutely smashed, right? Because if you're melee, you can't get far enough away from the baddies. They're going to actually crush you that first round. So you're gonna need some health. That's why some of the events that give you some buff HP going in can be really helpful. But yeah, it comes down to a lot of like utter randomness of like one of the most important parts of a battle. And it's like never fun to set up a battle for a couple minutes just to get smashed in the first round before you even have a turn. But I just okay, got it. Thanks for the info, no doubt. Rocket says I've been playing a lot of three-handed recently. Too many bones. See lots of 20-pointers, etc. Yeah, that's I think something I would consider for Too Many Bones, especially with those base game characters. I mean, it's going to be hard to do in a channel. There's just like not enough space, but I could see playing three-handed Too Many Bones and having a really good time with it. I could see playing three-handed Too Many Bones more than playing three-handed Spirit Island. To be quite honest, I think it's just a lot to manage. That battle mat's just really tight. Um, so it's not the bigger the island, there's more pieces everywhere. I think three-handed Spirit Island, you're opening up the door for a lot of mistakes, and I think it would just be more overhead than I would personally enjoy. But that said, I probably will do it for Guard the Isle's Heart because it would be a good way to really feature that scenario and make it something a little bit more special. All right, I digress. So we're going River Surges in Sunlight. Special rules. River's Domain still applies. That has not been replaced. So we still have River Special Rule. That is a sacred site on the board to start the game. Yeehaw. Sunshine. Again, we had to get rid of Boon of Vigor. What does Boon of Vigor do? Well, it helps us get energy, but not anymore. So instead, as a compensation, we get 1 energy to start the game. But now we only have 3 unique cards, right? That does force us to be a bit more aggressive, at least the way I want to play it, to get to that reclaim 1, so I can prolong reclaiming, right? And so if I have reclaim 1 open, I can keep pushing that reclaim off. Plus, having extra card plays is going to be helpful for the Wards to Shore scenario. So what does Sunshine do? Boon of Sunshine's Promise. Speed is fast. Target another spirit. If I have 2 sun, target spirit gains energy equal to 1 less than the highest uncovered number on my energy track. So for our first few turns, that's going to be 0 because it's going to be 1 minus 1. So it's not going to be of much use until I start really getting top track opened up. If I have 3 sun and 1 water, you also get that much energy. If I have 4 sun and 2 water, target spirit may remove 1 blight from one of their lands with dahan. I have not found that helpful with this specific matchup because, again, our buddy Vital Strength of the Earth is already pretty good at removing blight. So it doesn't trigger all that much. All right, so that's the one thing. So I'll put Rivers cards down here, and we'll make that work. What is Vital Strength of the Earth's resilience aspect? Well, the resilience aspect replaces the special rule Earth's Vitality. So instead of having a sacred site instead of having defend 3 every time we have a sacred site, anchor the land's resilience. In lands with the sacred site, it takes 8 additional damage to add blight. That could be huge against Russia, right? Because if we have a sacred site, it's like, I don't care if Useless Explorer is doing 2 damage each instead of the 1. It doesn't matter because now if I have a sacred site, I'm not adding blight unless they do literally 10 damage to the land. However, it's not a defend power. It just means that the Earth's really resilient against blight, but the dahan are still super vulnerable. So unless you have additionally a defend power, any dahan there are going to get absolutely smashed, especially against Russia. So try to keep your dahan alive. can be pretty important, especially since you have this rituals of destruction card, and that's going to be the primary way we're getting damage done, especially early on in this scenario. So usually 10 damage will add blight. This does not protect the Han at all. Damage to them is unaffected. Yes, it is super, super sad. I'll go to the Russia rules for anybody needs a refresher. Additional loss condition: hunters swarm the island. Put beast destroyed by adversary rules on this panel. If there are ever more beasts on this panel than on the island, the invaders win. Escalation: in stage 2 cards, stalk the predators. On each board, add 2 explorers among lands with beast. If you can't, instead add 2 explorers among lands with beast on a different board. Difficulties 1 through 3. So during setup, we added the beast and the explorer. And explorers do +1 damage. When Ravage adds damage to a land, including cascades, destroy 1 beast in that land. A sense for impending disaster: the first time each action would destroy a explorer. If possible, one of those explorers is instead pushed. 1 fear when you do so. And then 3, competition among hunters. Ravage cards also match lands with 3 or more explorers. If the land already matched the Ravage card, it still just ravages once. So that is something else. I am not adding the unused stage cards to the fear deck. That was proving too much, and we're not doing the thing that if no blight is added to a board, you add an explorer and a town to the land with the most towns, the most explorers. That was also not. I could not make that feasible with these 2 spirits. I'm sure if I played this 100 more times, I might get close to winning, but that's a super, super hard challenge. And I commend anyone who's been able to pull it off. That was not me. All right, Ward the Shores. The Dahan learn that these invaders are merely one of many groups, any of whom might want to colonize the island. You decide to set up magical wardings along the shorelines. Once they're complete, you'll be able to deal with the current crop of invaders and keep any others from finding you. This scenario is notably easier for spirits strong along the coastline, ocean. This scenario is notably harder for against any higher level Brandenburg Prussia, which brings invader stage 3 much faster. It also was super hard for Russia level 4 or higher, because again, Russia level 4 was bringing stage 3 cards in a lot faster. This scenario was originally came out with the Branch and Claw expansion. What is Ward the Shores? Well, once per turn, a spirit can play a power card face down as if it had the following information. It's a slow power. It's range 1 from where you have a sacred site. So that means we're going to somehow need to get a lot of presence on Earth's board. Earth's super, super slow. One strategy I've liked that I've kind of adopted in this playthrough at times. I don't think I'm going to do it with this particular board, but especially when you have the board where River's already in all the way in the corner. One thing I like to do is just basically have River come down and take over Earth's coast, and then Earth had an easier shot to get over into like River's coast, and just kind of played it that way. But I think with these unique boards, it's going to be pretty easy for me to just kind of run down A with Earth, and then River's already just 1 away from the coast. So we'll kind of leave this as it is, or I'll just play a more traditional game where I'm going to have River really focus on B, and I'll have Earth really focus on A. But anyway, so the cost is 0 to play, but the effect is you have to pay 2 energy per blight and 2 energy per city and town to add a warding pattern. This does count as one of your card plays, so it's not like you have a bonus card play. This is not aid from lesser spirits. This is like literally does count as a card play. Once placed, each warding pattern, I'm going to use these as my warding patterns. I think these came with Jagged Earth, but I'm going to use them for the Ward the Shore scenario anyway. Each warding pattern grants defend 3 in its land, and they are destroyed anytime blight is added to their land. Now you can have multiple warding patterns in the same land. However, you are component limited to just 4 per player. So I could only say if I put 2 here and I put 2 here. Well, now literally, if I'm going to win the scenario, I need to use the rest of these super, super efficiently. So plus it's really inefficient to have that second card play to have multiple warding patterns, I've found. So I probably won't be doing multiple warding patterns in any one land, but you can if you so wanted to. Now, stage 3 surge. This is why the stage 3 cards are so brutal. I alluded to it before. During stage 3, Explorer adds a town in addition to the usual Explorer. That's absolutely nuts. Setup changes. Get out the scenario markers, which I did. They represent warding patterns. If you run out of tokens, you can reuse destroyed or already placed ones. So you can move. Say I have all 8 on the board, but I really need to move one somewhere, I can move it instead. And again, destroyed ones just go back into this Defy, essentially. After making the fear deck, put all remaining fear cards on the bottom, which is what I did. If they run out, reshuffle the deck. They're not going to run out, not with these two spheres at least. And victory, the normal fear-based victory is not available. Instead, if you're at Terra level 2 or higher, you win when there's a warding pattern on every coastal land. So that's it. That's the only way we can win. We have no other choice for winning here. So I'll put this out, and we have that action always available to us. All right, let's go on. Three-handed spirit island would make my brain melt. Too many bones is fine, says Rocket. Sean says hi, Greg. Hello, Sean. Otis says, which adversary hurts you the most? Probably Russia. Russia. I mean, there was a while I didn't even put Russia on the board on the channel where I realized it was making my initial playthroughs of some of the Jagged Earth spirits just really wonky. I was like, I'm not featuring Russia until I get through all the spirits at least once. Why is there 5 blight on the blight card? Isn't it 2 per player? ID Jester, what's up? So there was a errata. If you go to look up Quirky Spirit Island, it is a site that Eric Royce made sure was put together. It's the support for this game is astonishingly good, except for the times where I'm like, oh, surely this question will be answered there, and it's not. But no, it's a really, really good support for this game. So Eric Royce realized that if you think about blight from the terms of what's usable, that the amount of blight, this amount of starting blight in the card was actually disadvantaging smaller groups of spirits, right? So, for instance, if I was playing a true solo game, I really only had 1 usable blight before I went blighted with the second blight. If I was playing a 2-handed game, I had 3 usable blight before that 4th blight would make me go blighted island. So the ratio of usable blight to player counts was wonky. And once he saw that, he was like, you know what? I'm going to make a really big change to the rules. And that was announced shortly after Jagged Earth came out. It's a pretty cool change. It really opens up a world of possibilities for some of the blight using spirits. So yeah, so there's always 2 blight per player now, and then there's the Eric Royce Loves You blight. So you add that blight. So if you're playing a 3-player game, you get 7. If you're playing a 4-player game, you get 9. And it really balances out the game among player counts. And it's only on the Healthy Island side. You don't do that on the Blighted Island side. So that's that. Good question. George A., I'm in the middle of a 3-player game with Gasket, Gilly, and Tantrum, playing the Automatana Shale story. What's up, George? Man, I might break down and just buy that at some point, but I'm really kind of resistant to buy the Automatana Shale for some reason. I got some weird mental block with some things. Rocket Magnet +1, rule change from designer. Thank you, Rocket. Thanks, didn't know that, says Jester. Otis, also the Stone Golem is super scary. Worst 4 baddies might be Goblin Alarmist, Owl Bear, Stone Golem, and Manticore. The Goblin Alarmist is so annoying, for sure. George A. just finished Automatana the AOT. Oh, Age of Tyranny with Gasket Dart and Patches. Loads of fun. Gasket getting decks scarred was nasty, though, so I accidentally lost a combat. Oh, no. Rocket Jester, it's why Greg says thanks to Eric Royce when he has the extra. Otis says, I thought my patron challenge would be good for setting up a big bopper. And Rocket says he just was clarifying Royce instead of Rice. Yeah, dude, that challenge is going to be pretty cool. I'm excited to explore that. Hold on one sec. And we're back. All right, let's do it up, kids. Initial Explorer, where's it going to be? Initial Explorer is going to be into Sans. Hello, Sans. We're going to have 1 Explorer here, 1 Explorer here, 1 Explorer here, and 1 Explorer here. That's not all that bad. It does make me a little worried about defending 7, and obviously if a blight is added here or here, that means we lose beast, and we don't want that to happen. So it's going to be easier for me to deal with that one, not so easy to deal with, well, kind of easy to deal with that one too. Just how do I want to do it? But we it's messing up what I normally want to do. I don't want to lose those dahan either, right? one of the things I've liked to do with Earth is have this as my second card play or my second turn. I do Rituals of Destruction and draw the Fruitful Earth, and I've just found that to be a really nice opening. The problem with that there is it means that both of those dahan are bay, and I definitely don't love that. But I can skip their build first turn anyway. Yeah, it might just be an unfortunate side effect. I might just do what I want to do anyway. Oh, but then I'm gonna have no dahan there. Yikes. Okay, we'll figure it out. All right, so let's go to river. So I'm gonna do growth option 2. I'm gonna add 2 presents, both bottom track. Again, I'm chasing that reclaim 1. I have a sacred site there. I'll add a sacred site here, and I will add a presence there. So I just chain those, 1 presence, and now I have 2 card plays. I'm going to play the question is, do I want to do flash floods? Flash floods is pretty expensive. Push. That's 2 away from a sacred site. That's 1 away from a sacred site. So I could do flash floods. Push. I can make this work. So I'm going to do Rivers Bounty and Wash Away. I won't spend flash floods. I'm going to get 1 energy from the presence track, and that's going to pay for Wash Away. That's going to give me 1 sun and 2 water, so that will give me the first level of massive flooding. We now go to Vital Strand of the Earth's turn. Vital Strand of the Earth, he's going to add a presence from the bottom track. We're going to add this range 1. We're going to get it over into the sands, try to get a sacred site. Oh, man. All of that is so inefficient. Could save this for turn 3. That's probably best. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna worry about getting into the sands. I'm gonna just change up what I normally do with Earth here. So I'm gonna add a presence into land 1. I'm gonna get 2 energy from the growth option. I'm doing growth option 3. I'm gonna get 2 energy from the presence track. So that's 4 energy. And I'm gonna play a Year of Perfect Stillness. And we're just going to have invaders skip all actions, 1 away from where I have presence. And I'm gonna we'll do fast powers. I'm going to do that here. So we're going to prevent the build in 7. We are going to now go to the invader phase. Event card flips over. We don't carry it out. Jagged Earth rules. And now we go to the invader steps. So we're going to do the build step. We're going to build a town in land 5, a town in land 3, a town in land 4. We're skipping all actions in land 7. We're now going to explore. We're exploring into jungles. We get a jungle. We get an explorer in land 8, an explorer in land 3, an explorer in land 8, and an explorer in land 4. Jungles are going to be really rough, and that's going to advance. We're going to do Wash Away, I think. Oof, no great place to push these suckers. Just try to put them all in land 2. Hopefully get a huge attack in there. Could also let 7 go bad. I could let 3 go bad. Try to prevent 7 from getting really bad. All right, I'm going to do Wash Away. In 8, I'm going to push up to... This is insane. let me do this. I'm going to use massive flooding. So I have to range 1 from every sacred site. Remember, this does count as a sacred site. I'm going to push 1 explorer town. I'm going to push an explorer from 4 into 5. And then I'm going to do wash away. I'm going to target a land 1 away from my have presence. I'm going to target land 5 and push up to 3 explorers and towns. I'm going to push them into 1. And hopefully that's mountains and not not wetlands. I'm trying to reduce sources to the inland, but that's going to be not easy with the way that the way that these invader cards came out. That's going to be a little rough. All right, River's Bounty, gather up to 2 dahan. I'm going to gather 1. If there are at least 2 it has to be where I have presence. So River's Bounty I'll use on land 6. I'm going to gather up to 2. Now if there are at least 2, I can add 1 and I gain an energy. That energy is going to be important. And that's all of River's actions. All right, time passes. These go away. And we're going to go to growth. Checking the comments. Is the extra beast a Russia or a scenario thing? That is a Russia thing. Or have I been playing wrong by putting 1 beast per board? No, it's definitely a Russia thing. Greg Marth, and I thought no event on turn 1 or by turn 1. Did they mean the first invader phase? I consider that setup, though, not a turn. No event on turn 1 is the first invader phase. So, yeah, you don't pull an event off during setup. But yeah, during turn 1, you flip it over, do not resolve the event card. That's a Jagged Earth rule. You can play by the old rules. It just makes for a swingier game. I played the heck out of this game before that rule was announced, and I enjoyed it. Like most of my early videos, I was carrying out of the event in turn 1. It just made for a swingier game for sure. Greg pushing it real good over here. Yes, I'm a pusher. I am a pusher. But man, I'm not being able to like kind of clear out the inland with river early on is not a very good development here for sure. So I'm going to do growth option 2. I'm adding 2 presents, both bottom track. Because I want do I just get a power card? Could get a power card. Get 2 power cards in 2 turns. Kill that. Oh, that's good. Think I just put 1 presence out. Still going bottom. I want the extra card plays for sure. Having 3 card plays next turn will be important. So I'm going to put this in land 3. I could change that, but I'm probably going... I could change that. I'm probably going land 3. I'm going to grab a minor power. Portents of Disaster, 2 fear. Next time an invader is destroyed in target land, +1 fear. Tormenting Rot Flies, add a disease. We have hazard spread across the island. Choose a type of token from... Oof. That could be trying to get more beasts out. So choose a type of token, Badlands, Beast, Disease, Strife, or Wilds that exist on an adjacent land. Choosing Disease costs 1 energy. Add 1 of that type of token to the target land. And then finally, Teeming Rivers. I think I have to do that one. If target land has no blight, add a beast. If target land has exactly 1 blight, remove it. That's the winner. It's not going to help me as much as I hoped. I also think it means that it's silly for me to put a presence there because they are about their ravaging. So you can do these in either order. So I just put the presence in 4 instead of in 3 because I don't want to lose the presence, which I think I'm about to. I can't reclaim either of these cards. I get 1 presence from the presence track. Teeming Rivers is going to really help me crush the massive flooding innate power in the future. So that's always good. And then I'll play those 2. I'm not gonna have a great place to put a blight, but I can add a disease. The more I add a beast, the more beast I have on the board, the more flexibility I'll have in where I place the Russian invaders with the stage 2 escalation. So that's good. I'm gonna do flash floods. 1 damage plus 1 if the land is coastal. Get 1 away from my half. Oh, let me put out earth stuff to keep this thing orderly. I'm going to add a presence. Probably just going to do 1 card play this turn. So I think that's fine. So we're going to add I'm going to do growth option 2. We're going to add a presence in land 1. And I'm going to get a minor power. So yeah, I'm going to get a minor power with earth. So we have Purifying Flame, 1 damage per blight. If target land is a mountain or a sands, I can instead remove a blight. This goes away. Another defend card would be amazing. Oh, that's also amazing. Okay. Yeah. So we have Unquenchable Flames, 1 fear, 1 damage to cities and towns. Invaders do not heal damage at the end of the turn. If I have 2 fire, add a Badlands, Veil the Night's Hunt. Target a land with dahan. Each dahan deals 1 damage to a different invader. Push up to 3 dahan. And then Haunted by Primal Memories, 1 fear, defend 3 if beasts are present, plus 2 fear. Situationally, I have to take Veil the Night's Hunt. It's just too good for what I need. And then I'm going to get, oh, I only get 2 presents. I'm going to get 2 energy. I can't afford it. Shoot. It's fine. I'm only... I will let... so situationally, I'm not going to be able to play this anyway. Which changes things a little bit. Let me grab... None of these really crush my elemental. Purifying Flame will give me the sun and the plant. Having defend 3, are you worth it? I wish I had 1 more energy. This will let me store up some energy. I'm going to do Haunted by Primal Memories instead. And that will give me some fear too. And if I'm only playing 1 card anyway, let me go top track. So again, I could do presence in any order. So I added the presence range 0. So I gained a power card, added the presence range 0. I took Haunted by Primal Memories. I just had to realize that I couldn't afford the 2 cards I wanted to play anyway. Well, I guess I could afford these 2, but that probably doesn't make much sense. Because I really want to trigger Gift of Strength twice. So yeah, I'll just do 1 card play this turn. And I'm just not going to play guard the... I'm just not going to play guard the healing lands. I'm going to play Haunted by Primal Memories. I get 3 energy from the presence track. This costs me 1. And I'll give me a nice allotment of energy to kind of draw from in the next couple of turns. All right. So fast power, 2 away from where I have a sacred site. I could defend 3 if there's a beast there, plus 2 fear. So 1 fear off the top. I'm defending 3 in land number 7. And then since there's a beast there, I get 2 more fear. Done. Flash floods, I'm going to do 1 damage. Range 1 from where I have presence. I'm going to target land 3, so that's a fear because I don't destroy the explorer. He gets scared. I'm just going to push him into land 2. Element check over here. I do have the first level of Boon of Sunshine's Promise, and then I have the first level of Massive Flooding. However, first level of Boon of Sunshine's Promise, I can basically give Earth 1 - 1 energy, so I give Earth 0 energy. Earth is very appreciative. All right, let's get to the invader phase. There's no blighted island effect. We're going to do the event card. We will actually carry this out. A healthy island on each board. Add a wilds to a land without invaders. Build in a land with the most cities and towns. Oof. Well, by disease, I think. So add a wilds to a land without invaders. I would like to not have to deal with 7 over there. And I know it's going to be jungles or wetlands. So I could just, let me split it up here. I don't want to have to deal with this 5. Build in a land with the most cities and towns. The most is 1 on every board. I think it just makes the most sense to use up both of these disease. So again, it is build a capital B, so it is a build action, and the disease prevents the next build action. Dissolution threatens would be if we were blighted island. We're not. On each board, destroy 2 beasts among lands with explorers. Oh, that's that's freaking magical. So every instance of this is its own separate action. Again, Jagged Earth rules. So I would destroy 2 explorers there. I destroy 1, the other one's scared. I get a fear, and I just push this dude. I'll push him into 6. That's magical. Here, again, same thing. One of them's destroyed, the other one's scared. We get a fear, and I could push him somewhere. I'll push him into land. Oof. Land. I'm going to lose these, but I kind of knew that was coming. That's fine. I'll push this into land. Three. Yeah, I don't want it. Do I want it at 7? I'll push it into land 3. I don't want it in 4. We're about to add a bunch of blight, but that's fine. All right, this is out. Invader steps. We're going to ravage. We're ravaging in 4. That's going to blight cascade. Have ways of removing blight, so I'm not too worried about this. Nothing left to ravage in 7. We're ravaging in 3. It's going to blight, and both the dahan, unfortunately, are no longer here. So we got a 3 blight on the board this turn. We're now going to build. Nothing to build there or there or there, but we get a city and land 8. I'll take care of that next turn, hopefully. And now we explore. We're exploring into wetlands. So we get an explore in land 2. The wilds comes off last 5. We get an explorer in land 1. Now that does automatically match the ravage card now because there's 3 explorers. So for next turn, that's going to be a problem. And then we get an explorer into land 6. Invader cards advance. And now we go slow powers. Let me check the chat. Green Mars says, okay, gotcha, thank you. George A, introducing Sunshine River tends to go top track more. It is meant to change things up from a standard opening. But I guess my problem with Sunshine River is that it just meant I was having to claim cards so often, and I think Ward to Shores is forcing me to have more card play so I can actually start adding wards earlier. So it could be an approach thing that's wrong, but I appreciate that. Aspects, which one are you using? Sunshine and Resilience. Thanks. I'll take a look at those aspects. Yeah. All right. So I can. We're gonna have the stage 2 escalations start soon. I'm definitely gonna have to figure out something to deal with land. Land 1. I want to prevent it from being a source as much as I can over here, so I'm going to use. Oof. Yeah, it's gonna match. So yeah, my problem is I'm gonna have to reclaim now. Yeah, I was having 3 turns without reclaiming by blitzing that reclaim 1, but now I feel like I'm kind of stuck in reclaiming. Yeah, I think my river approach is gonna come back to haunt me here. This was not good. All right, but I'm going to push. I don't want to build the city there. Cities are bad, but I also can't have that. I could deal with that as a I can have flash floods. I should have the energy for that. Oof, I'll only have the energy for that. Yeah, let me push this town out of here. I'll push it into 1. If I just accept 1's going to be a mess for a little bit, because I can always use teeming rivers to remove blight in the future, so that's fine. Now I'm going to target mountains or wetlands. If it has no blight, I get to add a beast. I will add a beast into 2. So yeah, so I used massive flooding to push that town, and then I used teeming rivers to add a beast. All right, these come out. I'm going to put this over here, and now we go to growth. Nothing has to heal. I'm going to get another power card, an energy, and an energy. What's ravaging? This is the only ravage I have to worry about. I should be able to deal with that this turn. So we have Encompassing Ward, which is fantastic. It gives me Defend 2 in every land, plus it has a sun and a water. We have Twilight Fog brings Madness. We get to add a Strife, push a Dahan. Each remaining Dahan takes 1 damage. Also has a sun and a water. We have Gold's Allure. Normally love it. Don't love it against these two, though, because those elements. Gather 1 Explorer in town, add a Strife, and Grow through Sacrifice. Which is really good, but like I can't keep going back to that well on the channel, I feel like, so I'm gonna move on from that. Do I want to add Twilight Fog brings Madness is probably just a little bit better for me right now. I like the ability to add Strife. Defending 2 in every land, though, could be pretty strong. I really like the Strife. I really like the Strife. Plus, I can push some Dahan around. Cost 0, which is helpful right now. So yeah, I'm maxed out. I have 2 energy left. Yeah, I'm going to take Twilight Fog. I'm going to play Flash Floods, and I'm going to play Twilight Fog. That costs all my energy. And now I'm pretty much set up to trigger massive flooding where I want it next turn, which makes me happy. So we're going to do massive flooding here. We're going to get first level of sunshine, and now we go to our friend Earth. Earth, we're going to have to get some more energy for sure. So I'm going to get 2 energy. I'm going to do growth option 3, get 2 energy and 3 energy. Going bottom track here, putting it here. And then I'm going to have Rituals of Destruction and draw the Fruitful Earth. That's going to cost me 4. And that's going to give me the first level of Gift of Strength. Flash Floods, I'm going to do 1 damage. If it's a coastal land, I can do 2 damage. So I'm going to destroy 2 of these explorers. No, I'm going to destroy 1 of those explorers. I'm going to scare the other. So 1 fear. I'm going to push this sucker into 2. Everything else is slow except for Boon of Sunshine's Promise. But again, I'm only having 1 energy top track, as George is pointing out. That's kind of why you might want to blitz top track here. But I think Earth just produces so much energy on his own. Like, I'm just, I feel like I'm kind of stuck between 2 real different motivations right now. So I'm just going to not get any energy from that, but that will start triggering pretty hard as soon as I have a lot more card plays too. These are both slow except for Gift of Strength. Once it's turn, target spirit may repeat 1 power card with an energy cost of 1 or less. I'm going to put that on draw of a Fruitful Earth. I'm really going to try to destroy everything innate this turn. We go to the invader phase. There is no blighted island effect. We get the event card. Invested aristocracy. After the ravage step, on each board, if no blight was added to the board, add 1 town to the highest number of land with no invaders. That's really bad. Damn. That's so bad. God, I hate that. Wow. That's a bad event. That's going to go there, and that's going to go there. So, prey on the Heedless Niche land with Beast, 1 damage per beast. That's also unfortunate. That only hits in one of the 5 lands where I have beasts. I'm going to... I mean, I could scare him back there. I just don't want to. I guess I'm not... I'm not going to have the energy. So I realize I'm so energy poor over here. I'm gonna switch out those slow powers. So I play River's Bounty instead of Twilight Fog. Just better. All right. So sorry about that. 1 damage. Yeah, I'll scare this invader over here. That does give me a fear card. So hopefully that makes up for Infested Aristocracy being terrible. Now on each board, add a dahan to a land with 2 or more dahan. I can add a dahan to land 7, and I could add a dahan to land 6 over here. That's done. Actually, I'll leave this down here because that's still in effect. We're going to do our first fear card of the game. Avoid the dahan. Invaders are not exploring to lands with at least 2 dahan. That could be important. We'll see. And now we do our ravage step. So it's ravaging 6 here. It takes 10 to add blight to the lands, so because of resilient earth, so no harm, no foul, so no blight, nothing to ravage any other jungles. That would normally be great, except for Invested Aristocracy. On each board where no blight was added, we have to now add a town to the highest number of land without invaders. That is going to be 7 on this board and 8 on this board, and man, do I not like that. We go to, so that's done. We can put this out of play. We're going to build. We're building a town in land 2. Nothing to build in 5. We're building a city in land 1. And we're building a town in land 6. We're now going to go to the explore step. Jungles. Well, first and foremost, we have to add 2 explorers to both boards in lands that have beasts. So I'm going to put 2 explorers in land 2. I'm going to put 2 explorers in land... Yikes. Put 2 explorers in land 7. Now I'll put 2 explorers in land 1. And now we're going to do the normal explore in jungles. So we get 1 explorer in 8. We don't explore into 3 because avoid the dahan, but we did an explorer in 8 and explorer in 4. Invested Aristocracy has really changed the complexion of this board in a way that's pretty nasty. Invader cards advance. All right, we are now going to do Draw the Fruitful Earth. I'm going to do this twice. I think I still need to try to clear this out. So I gather up to 2 explorers. Oh, this is so stupid. I gather the 2 explorers and 2 dahan. I'm going to do it again. I can gather up to 2 explorers and 2 dahan. I'm going to gather this dude. And now I'm going to do Rituals of Destruction in a land that has dahan, I could do 2 damage. If it has 3 dahan, I get to do 5 damage and 2 fear. So 2 fear off the top. I'm going to do 5 damage. I'm going to wipe out this city and scare one of the explorers and kill the other. So I'm scaring this explorer here. The city's out. That's 2 more fear for wiping out the city, 1 fear for scaring the explorer. So that's 5 fear out of that card, which is pretty nice. And unfortunately, I was hoping to have no structures over here, but now I have somehow ended up with 2. Just super gross. But I digress. We're going to go to River's Bounty. One's going to have a blight. There's no way around that. But I should be able to make that work. Ravaging there. Oh man, I might lose 2 presents. I'm gonna lose 2 presents. Shoot. Shoot. I haven't done any warding patterns, which is a problem. Ugh. Invested aristocracy is so bad. I don't have presence in 8, so I can't do River's Bounty over there. This is bad, kids. Ravaging 6. Ravaging 8. I have no defense. I have not picked up a defend card yet with River. 1 energy, 2 energy. Yeah, I should have done my normal opening. I think getting that reclaim is earlier would have been better. I could have had 6 presents off my track by the first 3 turns. Instead, I'm kind of stuck trying to figure out what the heck I'm going to do now. River's Bounty. That's looking like a city over there, which I hate. Alright, I'm going to push this into here. I'm just going to lose 2 presents next turn for River, and it's just going to be what it is. I'm going to use River Bounties to gather up to 2 dahan. I'm going to gather everything into 6, and that's since I have at least 3 dahan there. I'm going to add a dahan and get an energy. So a lot of sacrificing going on, but hopefully that will set me up to kind of do some things I want to do with massive flooding. So I use massive flooding to push that town from 8 into 6, and then I gather 2 dahan in there, and now since I have at least 2 there, I added another dahan and got an energy. So time passes. 3, 1. This is over here. I still have this defend 4. Don't think it's going to be very useful. They're about to build a city there, which doesn't make me happy. I could reclaim, do ritual destruction there again, which is probably smart. I like that. All right, let me reclaim. Well, we'll get the growth option, so I'll do River first. River's going to do growth option 2. I'm going to get 1 energy from the presence track, and I'm going to get a reclaim 1 and 4 card plays, and I'm putting presence in both 6 and 1 because I'm about to lose a bunch of stuff there. I get to reclaim 1 card. I'm going to reclaim River's Bounty, and then I'm going to play these 4 cards, which is going to cost me 1. That's going to unlock the. I have 3 sun. It's cost me 2. I'm sorry. It gives me 3 sun, 2 3 sun, 4 water, and an earth. So that gives me the 3rd level of massive flooding, and the 3 sun and 1 earth is going to allow me to get energy. But again, as George pointed out, I haven't done anything on the top track, so I'm not going to get all the benefits of that, or any benefits from that, really. With Earth, I'm reclaiming cards. I'm going to add a presence. I'm going to add a presence range 2. I'm going to get 3 energy from the presence track, and I'm going to take this from the bottom track. Again, I need more card plays to start doing these warding patterns, and I'm going to add a presence into land 3. I'm going to play. Ooh, that's interesting. Prevent that ravage there. I like that. So I'm going to play a Year of Perfect Stillness, and I'm going to play Rituals of Destruction. So that cost me 6. I'm going to do my fast powers. Invaders are going to skip all actions in land 2. And I don't have my innates. Not sure what I'm going to do with this stuff next turn, but we'll find out. I get the 3 card plays. I can start doing warding patterns on Earth's board, which I kind of like. Do I have any fast powers with River? No, I do not, other than Boon of Sunshine's Promise, so nothing happens there. So now we go to the event cards. All right, checking out the elements, or checking out the comments, nothing new. So we're going to go to the events. Choose a sacred site, gather 1 explorer into its land, and then add another explorer. That's actually not terrible. I'm going to gather an explorer into 1, and I'm going to add an explorer. I mean, it's not great either. Don't get me wrong. And doing the math there. Skipping. So this is on each board. So I choose that. I chose that. So on this board, I'm going to choose 8. I'm going to gather an explorer and add another one. And I should be able to deal with that anyway. Weaseling Outbreak. On each board, add a disease to the jungle or wetland within most cities and towns. So disease could be helpful. The most jungles or wetlands in the most cities or towns. That's going to be board 1 there. That's going to be it's going to be land 1 here, land 2 here. And the 10 to land on each board, remove 1 blight from a land with 2 dahan. I do not have 2 dahan in a land with blight, which is rather unfortunate. No fear cards. And now we go to the invader events. I'm skipping all actions in 2, or invader steps. Skipping all actions in 2, nothing in 5. I'm blighting in 6. They're ravaging 4. I lose 4 dahan. I lose 1 presence. There's no beast there, so I don't lose a beast. Don't lose a beast. So I don't know what a beast is, but it sounds interesting. I'm retaliating 6. I destroy these 2 towns. I destroy 1 invader. The other one is scared. I'm going to push him into 1, and I get 3 fear. That's going to be my 2nd fear card. I'm ravaging here. So it's going to be Blighted Island. So before I do anything else, I'm going to look at the Blighted Island card. Aid from Lesser Spirits. Oof. Okay, only two more Blight, but this could be really helpful actually. So, Aid from Lesser Spirits, we get 2 Blight on the card per player, so 4 Blight total. Immediately draw 1 minor power card per player plus 1 more. So I'm drawing 3 minor powers. Ooh, that's really sick. I can't do drought. All right, so give 1 to each spirit. They may be used every turn as a play, but cost no card plays or energy. Place unselected card in minor powers. Discard pile. Can't take drought. There's no way I'm adding a blight every turn. But I will give Sky Stretches to Shore to River. That's an amazing card for River. And I'm just going to put a kind of token on here. Again, it doesn't cost anything. It doesn't cost a card play. And then we're going to give Raid Scout by Darkness to Earth. Now, remember, I can use this in the slow power phase now because it's a slow power, but I cannot use Sky Stretches to Shore because the fast power phase is already over. So that's cool. This is going to go off the board a little bit. Let me flip this over to its... No, I need to Ward the Shores. Why don't I do this? I'll just put the Ward the Shores ability here. That'll work. Things are got really crowded, kids. This is going to go down here. All right. We are now doing... That was the end of the Ravage. Oh, so this Ravage happened. It kills one of my presents from River. And now we're blighted. We have 4 blight left to play with. We do the build step. We're going to get a town here. Nothing to build, nothing to build. And we get a city here. The explore step. First, we're going to have to do the stage 2 escalation. We have to add two explorers among lands with beasts. We haven't lost a beast yet, but oof. I'll put both of these... put both of these in 5 on River's board, and I'm going to put both of these in 7. I have that every turn. Oh, that's really sick. I'll put both of these in 7 on Stone's board. All right, now we're doing the normal explore. We're exploring into wetlands, so 1 explorer, 1 explorer, 1 explorer, so that matches a Ravage card for next turn, and 1 explorer. Invader cards advance. We are going to do Rituals of Destruction, targeting a land with Dahan. If it has 3 Dahan, I do 2 fear off the top, and I can do 5 damage. I'm destroying both of these structures here. That's 3 more fear. All right, so we got on top of 8 again, but I just have a ton of explorers there. It's a little bit concerning. We are going to have Raid Scout by Darkness. That's too many. We're wrapping 11 there next turn. Yikes. We'll make this happen. I'm going to do F4. I need both of those there. Shoot. Oh wait, invaders, you're a perfect citizen to play, so this actually did not explore, which is huge. All right, never mind. That helps some things for next turn. It makes me a lot happier. So then that's more obvious. So raid scout by darkness. I'm gonna get a fear off the top and gather these two dahan into land 2. Excellent. And again, that's done. I'll just put that down there. And now we go to River's turn. River's got a lot going on. So River cannot do any damage. Wash away. Build. All right, we're gonna use. I'm gonna push with wash away. Push all these into 6. I'm gonna target land 6. Ravage is not gonna build. Oh, that could be interesting. I'll target land 6. If there's exactly 1 blight, I'm gonna be able to remove this blight and put that back on the card. Twilight Fog brings madness. I'm going to add a strife in land 1. And then we're going to do River's Bounty. I'm going to gather 2 dahan into land 1. I'm going to add another dahan. I get an energy. And then massive flooding. I'm going to target land 1. I'm going to do 2 damage to each invader in land 1. So the city is going to survive. So I won't even put it on the side. It has 3 health. It's down to 1. But all these explorers would, in theory, be killed. However, one's going to survive and be scared. These other 5 go away. Both these towns are destroyed. So scaring the 1 explorer and destroying the 2 towns, that's 3 fear, remainder of 1, and a fear card. And then I have to push this dude somewhere. I will push him into land 4. All right. It's looking a little bit better. Build. Don't love building a city there. But, ooh. I could target myself for that. Gonna have to reclaim power card. You know what? Let me have switched that up. Yeah, let me switch that up. When I did the Twilight Fire brings madness and teeming rivers. I guess it would have been the same order. I would have just removed the blight from 1 instead of 6. Especially with Sky Stretches Ashore. That's better. Yeah, it's a lot better. And I have those elements every turn. Oh, that's really amazing. All right, so I'm going to reclaim my cards with River. So I'm going to do growth option 1. Let me clean up Earth's side of the thing, of the world. And now we'll have both of those back for this turn. Let me get the isolate token just to make sure that's consistent. So River is going to get 1 energy from the growth option, 1 energy from the presence track, and it's going to gain a minor power. Bird's Cry Warning could be nice. The next time dahan will be destroyed on the target line, destroy 2 fewer dahan. Prowling panthers, 1 fear, add a beast. If the target line has beasts, destroy 1 town or explorer. Razor Shrope Undergrowth, destroy 1 explorer and 1 dahan. Add 1 wilds, defend 2, or reaching grass. Target spirit gets +2 with all of their powers. This comes off. Where are my reminder tokens? Here they are. Also crushing my elements. This is nuts. Super nuts, kids. Wash Away is the only earth element I have. Woof. Oh, now I have an earth element from Sky Stretches Ashore. Never mind. Oh, that's crazy. That's super crazy. Prowling Panthers is interesting. Destroy 1 and 1. Defend 2. Razor Sharp Undergrowth gives me some options to deal with 4. Kind of like that. It's super situational, but I kind of like that for this turn only. So let me get Razor Sharp Undergrowth. Not crushing the elements enough with Sky Stretches Ashore. I'm going to play Wash Away. Do I want to do a warding pattern yet? I don't have, well, I have a Sacred Site there. I start doing warding patterns on Earth's board, and I'll get to warding patterns on River's board. I'll play Twilight Fog, Brings Madness, and I will play River's Bounty. That is going to give me enough elements for that. It's going to give me enough elements for this. Again, but Boon of Sunshine's Promise. This hasn't done anything for me yet, which is fine. We'll get there. And then we'll have those 2 energies. So I kind of jumped ahead on River side of the ledger. Now we're going to do growth option for Earth. Earth is going to add a presence, get 2 energy. I want to get a 3rd card play, then we'll start doing top track for Earth here. So I'm going to get 2 energy from the growth option, 3 energy from the presence track. And we have that in play 2. We're going to add this to land 3. We're going to get our first warding pattern out. Great. I'll save some money. We'll play these 2 cards. And this is going to be my first power. I wish they had a title on it because it'd be easy to refer to, but this is, I'm using the Ward the Shore's power from the power card. Checking the element. Thanks, I'll take a look at those aspects. Just got to the stream. I have to say, damn, that's a massive amount of dahan on land 4, on land 6, and they're gone. Shouldn't 4 dahan survive instead of 3? No. It's because the Russian invaders do 2 damage each. So there's 7. So each Russian invader killed 2, which is super unfortunate. All right, Sky Stretches Ashore. I'm targeting River's targeting itself, using this slow power as if it's fast, and I'm doing Wash Away to push everything here. I'm getting rid of all sources in the inland. That makes me happy. So I did Sky Stretches Ashore. That's done. Again, Boon of Sunshine's Promise was useless. And then I'm doing Razor Sharp Undergrowth. I'm going to destroy an Explorer. I'm going to destroy... Oof. That's fine. I'm going to destroy this Explorer. Instead of being destroyed, it's scared. That's a fear. I can... now, there's no dahan there to destroy and defend it too, but obviously nothing's ravaging, and I'm adding a wilds. So I like that. All right, we're getting close to stage 3, so I got to get these warding patterns out super quick. And all of a sudden, Earthsport, I just have freaking explorers everywhere in Earthsport, and it's making me a little sad. Haunted by Primal Memories. I'm going to get 1 fear off the top, and I'm defending 3 here. We'll save those dahan. There is not a beast there, so nothing happening with that. And that's going to be slow. Everything else is slow. I don't have Gift of Strength. No Gift of Strength. Yeah, we're good. So we go to the event card. Don't screw me. Remnants of a Spirit's Heart. Dahan have plus 10 health this turn. In lands with Dahan, invaders have plus 1 health this turn. That could be fine. Or defend from spirits is reduced to 0. During a future spirit phase, players may jointly decide to grant defend 4. Now I have to have 4 energy per player, so I need to have 8 energy aided by Earth. Honestly, I have 1 Earth in play, 2 Earth in play, 3 Earth in play. I'd have to come up with 5 more energy or forget a card. I don't feel like doing any of that, so I'm just gonna let that ride. So Dahan have plus 10 health, and invaders and lands with Dahan have plus 1 health. So that will affect here, but I'm still gonna have enough retaliate to destroy those suckers anyway, so it's totally fine. Ooh, no, I have too many Dahan there. Shoot. That will really change things. I'll just have to do massive flooding somewhere else because there are Dahan there. That's rough. All right, fine. We'll put that there as a reminder. Hunting parties for each land with a beast and a city. 1 fear and destroy the beast. I don't like that, so that 1 beast is out. Still have 4 on the island and none on the card. And then 1,000 more struggles on each board with 4 or more cities and towns and 4 or fewer dahan. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Oh, God, so bad. Yeah, that triggers. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 cities and towns here. I only have 4 dahan though, so I do have to add a blight to a land without dahan. I'm going to add it to 7. Don't like that either. Rough. I'll keep this here as a reminder of those special rules. We have the 2. By the way, fear cards, yeah, they're supposed to be resolved in the order you get them. I do something that's really annoying. I know. I'm sorry. I'm a weirdo. When I get fear cards, I pick up the one and I put it underneath. I do it really quick though, so it doesn't always check. But you do resolve these in order you get them. It's also random, so if you do them in the order that you don't get them, it doesn't. I mean, you might as well be flipping a coin. It doesn't matter. Overseas trade seems safer. This is defend 3 in all coastal lands. That's not gonna do much for us. And then we have depart the dangerous land. Each player removes. Now, it's not destroy. It's remove. He removes 1 explorer from a land with beast, disease, or at least 2 dahan. I will remove these 2. Wasn't any massive flooding here, but I think actually I might end up doing massive flooding instead. I think I remove. It's funny because Russia's Earth board looks like much more of a mess right now than Rivers. We have done 0 warning patterns. We're about to do 1. All right, I'm going to remove these 2. Earth will have a way of dealing with what's going on, I think. We're about to add 2 more, unless that's a coastal lands card. I kind of hope it is. So we don't have to deal with this escalation anymore. One of those guys is going to not be alive any longer. Yeah, I'm going to take out those 2. And it's not a damage amount, so I don't have to worry about remnants of a spirit's heart. All right, ravaging. I'm defended 3. Both of these have +1 health. They're ravaging 4. Injures the dahan. They fight back. The 1's going to be scared. I'm going to scare it here. That's a fear. 1's destroyed. This dude's ravaging 2, but again, it takes 10 to put a blight on the land, so that's fine. And now we go to build. Nothing to build. Oh, why is this guy here? Oh. When did that happen? Did not remember he was there, but he is now. I don't think there's anything I'd done about that anyway. So he's going to build a town here. Disease comes off here. Nothing to build there. Disease comes off here. Explore step, not coastal lands. Oof. Add 2 explorers among lands with beasts. I have to add them in 1 because I don't. Well, I could do 1 and 1, but we're exploring into 7. So yeah, I'm going to add them into 1, and 2 explorers among lands with beasts. I'm going to add them both into 5. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm using massive flooding in a very, very strange way, but I think that's the only way it's going to work. So I put them both into 5 over here, and now we do an explore. We explore into 5, we explore into 3, so then that matches a ravage card. We explore into 4, and we explore into 7. Invader cards advance. Again, Remnants of a Spirit's Heart is still in play. I can't. Can I gather into? Nope. Trying to think if I can gather anything more into there, and I just can't. All right, we're going to do some stuff. Checking the elements. I tune in, the first thing I hear is, oh, that's so bad. Yep, but the spirit highlights all playthrough. What's up, John? Have you even used the other side of the board? I talk about the thematic boards a lot. I'm going to put a thematic side playthrough on the channel soon again. I did one with Keeper a while back. I find them a miss from a design standpoint. I mean, they can be very unbalanced in how the playthroughs. So I think like there are some games on them that can be really, really cool, but there's some games that just don't work. There are some matchups that don't work. I find the art kind of off-putting because it's hard to, until you get used to them, it can be really hard to see what's what. The lines aren't clearly delineated. Some of the stuff they've corrected in later printings, but overall, I think I'm a little disappointed by the thematic boards, to be honest. So let me do this warding pattern with this card. Again, it's a card placed face down. It's going to cost me 2 energy per blight or structure in land 1. There are none of either, so that's fine. That is going to ravage next turn, but again, I have a sacred site there, so it's ravaging 8, and guess what? We're good. I'm going to, so that this is done. I'm going to do rats scout for raids by darkness. I'm going to do 1 damage to cities and towns for each dahan there. There are 3 dahan there, so I'm killing the city. That's 2 fear. That is done. And then draw of a fruitful earth. Not gathering much. I'm not sure where I want to do that yet. Twilight Fog brings badness. I'm adding a strife to land 1. Well, never mind. I'll do that in a second. Let me do massive flooding, and I'm literally doing massive flooding to do 2 damage to each invader and land 5. That's going to scare 1, destroy 4 explorers, and I can push this somewhere. I will push it into land 1. I should be able to defend that. 3, 5. Yeah, this will work, because then I'm going to do Twilight Fire brings madness. I'm going to add a strife into land 1. I'm going to push a dahan. Each remaining dahan gets injured. It's going to heal at the end of the turn, so I'm not going to bother. Then I'm going to do River's Bounty. I'm going to gather these 2 dahan, add another dahan, and get an energy because of River's Bounty. So I'm starting to get a little bit of energy accumulated over here. I reclaim cards this turn. Building a city down here. I think we're about to be stage 3, which is going to make things super hard, so I best get cracking with these warding patterns. Oh, did I put out 5 cards? One, two, three. Did I use a defend power this turn? Oh no, this was Earth power. Right. Right, I defended 3 there. Right. I'm like, what? I got too many power cards. It's like, did I put out too many cards? No, I didn't. Alright, now we just have draw the Fruitful Earth. I did raid scout, I did sky stretches, so that I literally have 1 power left. So draw the Fruitful Earth, I can gather 2 explorers and 2 dahan. I think I gather stuff into 8. I gotta get these explorers out of here. I got a 2 dahan, I defend 4. That's not bad. Yeah, I'm gonna gather 2 dahan here. Up to 2 explorers. I won't gather any explorers because I won't have the oomph on there, and that's fine. Alright, time passes. Hold on 1 sec. Sorry about that. Heard someone upstairs. Make sure it was my wife. What am I doing? Yeah, I'm reclaiming. Right. This is going here. All right, that goes there. Let's go back to growth. So this is when, again, the dahan would have healed. Going to this is over here, and these are. I've only gained one guard card with Earth so far. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. So these are the 4 cards I just played for Earth. One defend, 2, 1 damage, 2 damage. Oh, awesome. Awesome. I get another blight on the card. 4 card plays. Power card. All right, let me do growth option 3. I'm going to finally get a energy, a presence off the top track, and I'm going to grab a power card. This is, oh, that matches. So this would ravage, that would ravage. I really kind of wanted the Coastal Lands card to come up. I've added a lot of explorers, and it's super annoying. So let me gain my power card, and I'll figure out where I want to put this presence. I'm probably going into land 2. So power card, miners. We fill what is lost. 1 fear per type of invader present. Push up to 1 explorer or town per dahan, or per blight. Add a beast on one of target's land. If target spirit has a sacred site there, defend 4. Guardian serpents is just way too good. It's just what I wanted. So yeah, we're gonna make a sacred site here. Try to get a warding pattern out. I'm gonna get 2 energy from the presence track. Also has a sun, which is nice. I get to reclaim a card. I'm gonna reclaim Wash Away. And now I'm gonna play 4 cards. Guardian Serpents, Wash Away, Teeming Rivers, and one of those I'm going to flip upside down to make a warding pattern. I'm just not sure which one. From a money standpoint, I think it has to be this one. So then I'll have the energy to do a warding pattern. I will not have the energy for a warding pattern. And none of these are 0. Oh, this is 0 energy. Yeah, I can't play all 4 of those. I took Wash Away back, right? These are the 4 cards I played last turn. If I get a 0 energy card, what does that do for me? It's not going to work. All right, no warning pattern with me so far. Again, you can only do a warning pattern once a turn per spirit, so remnants of a guarded spirit's heart can go away. Do I try to just do another massive flooding event? If I let this sucker blight in 2, it's not the worst. I can remove that blight. Yeah, I think I have to take wash away. Oh, but then I can't afford this. Ravaging 6. Push one down. Do that. Yeah, this should work. The math gets funky, but it should work. All right, here's my 4 energy. Doing an element check. I have 4 and 2. So I'd have the top level of this, of a Boon of Sunshine's Promise, and then I would have the ability to do a massive flooding event again. Interesting. Earth is going to reclaim cards, add a presence. Defend 4 anyway. I think I have to add this into land 2. I'm going to get 4 energy from the presence track. It's 8 energy. I have 3 card plays. I'm going to play guard the healing land for sure. And I think I want to skip action somewhere. This is going to be mountains or coastal lands. No, I don't think it makes sense to skip actions. I could do rituals. And then I think I try to get another warding pattern out. No, maybe I skip actions. That builds a city. Do I care? I mean, I could let that blight, in theory. I know mountains are... I mean, cities inland aren't going to hurt me, right? Cities are not the win condition. The win conditions is all about these warding patterns. So I think understanding that I already have this ability. I think I play this face down. That's building a city too. Oh, they would ravage both places. I can skip that next turn so it doesn't Ravage and Cascade. That's probably better. That's probably better. Alright. One more card play. I will... Defending... That's fine. And not skipping actions this turn. I'll worry about skipping actions next turn. I'll put that there. Alright. We get another Ward the Shores. So not warning the shores yet over here is a little bit weird. I want to rethink that. Yeah, I won't have the energy. Oh, I will. I will have the energy. I'm going to ward the shores over here as well. And that doesn't change my elements. It's still 4-2 and it's still 3. Well, it's 3-3-1. 2 damage pushed up to 3. Instead of 2 damage to each invader. That's actually fine. Yeah, I gotta get a warding pattern out. I can't be in stage 3 for too long. It's gonna be a kiss of death for sure. So, trying to get 2 warding patterns out. Hopefully I get a warding pattern in 1, because again, that's a sacred site, because it's a wetland, and hopefully I can get a warding pattern over in 3 over here. Alright, Guardian Serpents. I'm going to add a beast to one of my lands. Again, it could be for any spirit. I'm going to do it my spirit, since I have a sacred site there. Because I am Magical River, I'm going to get Defend 4. Oh, I flipped over the wrong one. I meant to flip over this one. Yeah, so Guardian, I'm taking this energy back, and I'm doing Twilight Fog. This is, I have this math kind of down to the absolute piece of damage. I'm going to disguise stretches to shore to do Twilight Fog. I'm going to add a Strife and this land. I'm going to add the Strife to an Explorer. I push a Dahan. The remaining Dahan all take 1 damage each. But I've defended 4 and it's ravaging 4, so as long as nothing messes with Strife, they'll all survive and they will wipe out everything that's there. So that's done. Flash Floods, I'm targeting a coastal land. I'm going to do 2 damage because the coastal land, I'm going to destroy 1 explorer, scare the other one. That's a fear card. Terror level 2, so I can win as long as I get these 6 warding patterns out. Guard the healing land. I'm going to remove a blight from here. Defend 4. That's done. Everything else is slow. Oh, and then I have Sunshine. I'm going to give Earth 1 energy because I have a 2 revealed there. So he gets 2 minus 1 energy. And because I have the 3 sun and the 1 water, I get 1 energy as well. That's done. So all I have is massive flooding over here, but it's only terror level. It's only stage level 2, which is fine. We now go to the event card. We are blighted. Overcrowded cities. On each board with a city, add a blight to a land with a city. Woof. Spirit may prevent this in any old boards by destroying 2 presents. Woof. No cities on a Earth board. So we'll just destroy 2 presents this board because I'm about to add a blight to that next turn, and I really don't want that to start stacking. So River's down to 3 presents on the board, which is far from ideal, but we'll make it work. This is good. Each beast, prey on the unwary, each beast destroys 1 explorer. Add a beast to a board without 1. Interesting. Alright, this beast is going to destroy this explorer. Oh, it's going to make it match. This beast is going to destroy that explorer, so the one with the strife got scared. That's a fear. This should have healed from last turn. This beast is going to destroy this explorer, scare him here. That's a fear. This beast is going to destroy this explorer. That's a fear, scare him here. Too many explorers on the board. Coming of age on each board, add 1 dahan to a jungle or a wetland with dahan. Oh, I knowing that? Great, I could have, never mind, I'm still only defended 4. I will put a dahan here, and I will put a dahan here. So that's helpful. And now we go to fear cards, terror level 2, immigration slows, skip the next normal build. The build card remains in place instead of shifting left. Oof. Okay, that's interesting. We now go to the invader steps. So put a reminder here and a reminder here. We're ravaging a wetland on defended 4 here, so I destroy this dude. That's a fear for destroying the town. This guy gets scared, I'll push him there. That's another fear. Ravaging. I missed that. Ravaging here, defended 4. They're going to retaliate. So everyone survives. I retaliate 10. These 2 are out. The strifes go away. I get 4 fear, and this guy gets pushed. Again, you determine what matches the explore card before the step. So, I could push it in there without making this match the Ravage card, but I'll push it into 4 instead, just to be safer. Everything else is destroyed. And then the 4 fear, so 3 down, 1 remainder, and fear card. Yeah, I definitely missed land 2. I don't think I would have done anything different, though. So we're going to get a blight in land 2. Yeah, that event card could have been a little bit better. We're going to lose 3 of our dahan. And this is a destroyed presence. And then the surviving dahan is going to retaliate. I'm going to trying to think the town or the 2 explorers. I think I wipe out the 2 explorers because they're just starting to gather way too much. I'm going to wipe out 1, scare the other, get a fear. Notice that this also matches the Ravage card, but it takes 10 damage to do blight to the land, and I'm defended 13. This extra 3 defense from the ward would also apply to any dahan that were there too, which is super good. All right, so that was the Ravage step. Rough. We go to the build step. I'm skipping the build, and then we go to the Explorer. So we're double building next turn, coastal lands. We get an Explorer at every coastal land. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. So rather that than getting the escalation for sure, this stays in place, this comes out. Now remember, so explorers for future rounds, they're adding a town as well as an explorer, so we're running out of time to get these warding patterns out. We go to the slow power phase. I'm going to do this and get a warding pattern here that costs me 0 because there's no blight and there are no towns and cities. I'm going to do this warding pattern. Again, this is a sacred site because I'm magical, so I'm going to get a warding pattern here. So 3 of the 6 coastal lands have warding patterns. I'm doing 2nd level of massive flooding. I will target One away from I have a sacred site. I guess I can get everything out of 3, which is going to make a lot of sense. So I'm going to do 2 damage. And push up to 3. I can take care of that next turn. So I'm going to defeat one of these explorers, scare the other, push this into here, and then I could push up to 3 of these. I'm going to push this one into here as well. Land 7 is just going to go to crap. It is what it is. So River's got no more powers. Earth, Rituals of Destruction. Was definitely not the right card to play. I very much forgot about 2, so I can't replay that now. I should have done Invader skip all actions, but then I probably would have done that on 4 anyway, and they didn't build anyway, so it is what it is. I'm going to target a land, range 1 from a sacred site. If it has dahan, I'm just going to do 2 damage. That will prevent a city from building, so it makes sense. So I'm just going to get 1 fear. There's no 3 dahan there, but there is 1, so I get to do 2 damage and wipe out that town. So a pretty underwhelming Rituals of Destruction. But now when it builds, we're just looking at town. There'll be no cities there. It's going to cost me 4 to get a warding pattern there, but then the whole thing will be warded off. But remember, I can't get a warding pattern there until I feel like I have to put 2 presents, so it's going to be a couple of turns before I can get there with a warding pattern. For each dahan, oof. So they put that fear back, and I'll take this town back. I could have done Raid Scout by Darkness. That's better. I'm going to get 1 fear and gather 2 dahan here. And then I can do 2 damage here. So I'll get 1 fear, scare this dude here, and destroy 1. Because I got the fear, instead of getting the fear for destroying the town, I scared one of the explorers, destroyed 1. And let's just kind of keep that whole land a little more control. And the fact that I can get these dahan close to 2 will be helpful. For sure. All right. 3. 3 energy goes. Oh, I also have this. Somebody could have repeated the power. Did that fast. Oh, with an energy cost less than 3. Oh, that's interesting. Once per turn, you may play a power card. The cost is 0 energy, and I can pay, so I can actually get a second warding pattern on the board right now with River. I think that's legit. These are discarded. That was fast, so I had to repeat it in the fast power phase. I made that fast, so I would have had to repeat that in the fast power phase. I don't know if I can repeat that. This has a 0 cost. Yeah, I'll just get the warding pattern on that while I can. Bam. And now we have another warding pattern. So that cost me 2 because there's one structure there, but there are no there's no blight, so it's cheaper for me to do that now. So that makes some sense. Good times. All right. Yeah, I just forgot all about Gift of Strength because I had the 1, 2, 2, so that made sense. And these are out. Done. This goes here in the discard pile. I have 2 cards here. And all these go discard. All right, so if I can spam 2, and in theory, I can get this done in the slow power phase in 2 turns, because what I can do is get 2 energy, 2 presence in there next turn, do a warding pattern in the slow power phase. I can get 2 presence in here over the next 2 turns and get a ward in the slow power phase. So that's the whole way I need to win. Can we do that before I get 4 blight on the board? That is the challenge here. So I'm going to reclaim cards. I'm going to gain a power card. I'm going to get 1 energy from that, 2 energy from here. Minor powers. Gift of Nature's Connection. Target spirit gains 2 energy or 2 of a single element, their choice. Sear anger into the wildlands. Add a badlands. Oh, these all heal. Remember, I'm naturally defending 3 here in the future, so that's going to be totally fine. Add a badlands, or if wild and invaders are present, 1 fear and 1 damage. Strong constant currents, push 1 explorer town to an adjacent coastal land. Remove up to 2 dahan between target land and 1 other coastal land. Oof, do both. Strong and constant currents for the win. That's a great card. All right, 4 power cards. So I'm over here. I'm going to play Strong and Constant Currents for sure. I'm going to play... Don't want that to match the Ravage. Well, there is no Ravage card. Ha! You do not match Ravage cards. Look at you. So that nothing's ravaging this turn because there is no Ravage card, which is really awesome. Really awesome. Can I... Oh, I could set up something awesome there. Let me try to do this. So Flash Floods, Strong and Constant Currents. Wash away. And... Nope. Yep, that's fine. And I don't need a warding pattern. I will... Taming Rivers, maybe? Rivers Bounty probably makes some sense. Don't think it matters too much. I'll keep these cards. So that's going to give me the highest level of both Boon and Sunshine's Promise and the highest level of Massive Flooding. It cost me all my money, and that's good. We go to Earth's turn. Earth is going to probably not reclaim cards. Oh. Yeah, I have to get a presence into there. So Earth's going to get some money. We're going to do that. We're going to put a presence here. That's going to give me 8 money. So I only have 2 card plays, but that's just going to be fine. So tons of energy, and I kept Your Perfect Stillness, so I'm glad I did that. And we have that, so 3, 1. Earth is going to make all actions skip in land 4. So that's done. I don't have Gift of Strength, but Spoon of Vigor. River's going to target Earth. River's going to allow Earth to gain 1 energy. River's also going to gain 1 energy because it has the 3 sun and the 1 water. And then River's going to allow target spirit to remove a blight from a land where it has presence. So we're removing this blight from here, putting it back on the card. We can lose a slow power fast. What power do I want to move fast? Well, strong and constant currents, I can do both. I can push one explorer town to an adjacent land from a land I have presence, and I can push 2 dahan between target land and any other land. I will push this dude here, and then I'm going to put these 2 from target land to any other coastal land. I'll put them here, which is really nice. I'm going to do flash floods. 1 damage becomes 2 damage. So that's a fear, and I scare this guy here. That's done. I don't think I want to make any slow powers fast. Ooh, that could be nice. Yeah, draw the fruitful earth. I'll make fast because why not? And we're going to gather this and this. So I used sky stretch to shore, targeted earth. Earth's going to be able to do that power and just get everything into land 2. And I could do a ton of damage there. Next turn, I'll have a sacred site, so I'll be defending it to prevent any blight. Now, how do these warding patterns go away? Warding patterns go away if blight ever enters the land. So unless there's blight, we're good. So Earth's special rule for resilience is really going to help us there. Alrighty then. Yes, I prevented a build over here in land 1. So things are going to get crazy. Remember, we are in stage 3. You know what stage you're in by looking at the top invader card deck. So every time we explore, we're adding a town as well as an explorer. So let me get a bunch of both out for sure. And we just need to survive to the next slow power phase, and I should be able to pull this off then. So let's get to, I just reclaimed cards, so these are here. Let's get to the event card. Do not mess me up, please. It is Terror level 2. For the rest of this turn, ignore strife on each invader. All right, that's not going to affect us at all. And Explorer's Blunder. On each board, destroy 2 explorers among left with beasts. So I destroyed this explorer. That's a fear. And I destroy these 2. 1 goes away. 1 is going to get scared. That's a fear. That's a fear card. Again, that's on each board. It's not per beast. The last one was per beast, yeah. And then we have Careful Defense. When invaders ravage in a land with the Han, defend 2. Again, not going to help us. Fear cards, Terror level 2. We have Dahan Reclaim Fishing Grounds. Each player may choose a different coastal land, and each gather up to 1 Dahan, 1 damage per Dahan. That's fantastic. Okay, I'll go here. I'm going to do 2 damage here. So that's got 1 health left on that town, or on that city. And then over here, I don't have to, like, there's a clarification on this. You don't have to gather to still do the damage. I'll just do 5 damage and 2. And just not risk it. Because again, it's going to be adding towns and stuff. So 5 damage and 2. I'll scare this guy back. I don't want them to build. They're skipping all actions there. They're ravaging next turn. Actually, I'll probably reclaim and prevent them from ravaging next turn. So fine, I'll just scare this dude, destroy all these guys. So there's 2 left in this town. So that's 2 more fear. All right, next fear card. That's just going to blight, and I'm just not worried about it. Flee the pestilent land. Each player removes up to 3 health invaders from a land with disease or 1 explorer from an inland land. I have no disease anywhere on the board, so we're going to remove this guy. And we'll remove this guy. Let's make this not match if we can help it. I'll remove this guy. Well, it's going to ravage there anyway. It's matching there anyway next turn. I'll just remove this guy. All right, we go to the invader steps. There is no ravage step because the fear card messed up that timing. And now we're going to resolve this in the order they came out. Sands was first. So Sands is going to build. We're skipping all steps there. We get a city here. Nothing to build in either of those sands. And now coastal lands. Nothing to build here. We get a town here. Nothing to build here. And over here, nothing to build, nothing to build. We get a town here. Explore. Remember, stage 3, War of the Shores. Explorer adds +1 town in addition to the Explorer. So we're exploring into wetlands and jungles. I'll go in wetlands in board land order, and then I'll do jungles in board land order. We're exploring here. It gets both an explorer and a town. We're exploring here. It gets an explorer and a town. I'm glad this was not sands. That's really nice because that could have been super bad. So explorer and town, because it would have been bad because we're getting ravaging in sands and then coastal lands. So here, there is no source to, we'll explore in town in 1, but you evaluate whether there's a source before the action step. So we could have explored here first. Again, there's no explorer. There's no source for 6, so just explore in town in 1. Now, jungles. No source in 8. Explorer in town in 4. An explorer in a town in 1, so that's scurry. And then we just have this jungle up here, an explorer in town in 8. Invader cards advance. So we can look at what now matches. So there's 3 explorers here, that's bad. This was ravaging anyway. Remember, this will now match both ravage cards, right? So it's going to match the ravage card for the sands. It's going to match the ravage card for the coastal lands. However, because it has 3 explorers. However, it's going to take 8 damage. It would not do any blight either of those times. So I'm not that concerned about land 8. It's just this dahan would not be able to survive that. There's 3 explorers here. So that would, again, ravage twice. So that's a little bit of a concern. We're going to want to figure out what we're going to do with that. I got a plan for that right now. There's 4 explorers there. So that would ravage twice. That's actually ravaging 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 explorers. That's ravaging 14. So I'm only defended 11. So I'm obviously going to need to figure out what the heck I want to do with that. And this is going to ravage twice. And that could also be a problem. So I'm going to have to do is use a Year of Perfect Stillness on one of those 2. This is ravaging once. That's going to be 1 blight. I'm not that worried about it. Again, I still have 5 blight to play with on the card. So, yeah. I'm going to do Wash Away. 1 away from my half presence. Again, I don't have a lot of presence on the board anymore as River. We lost a bunch. But I think this will make the most sense. Yeah, that's fine. So I'm just going to push these guys into here. We're going to do River's Bounty. I'm going to gather these 2 into here, add a dahan, because there's now at least 3, get an energy. And then I'm doing Massive Flooding. I'm doing 2 damage to every invader. The city died, because remember the city had some damage on it. Both towns die, 1 of the explorers dies, 3 of the explorers die, and then 1 scared. So it's 2 fear, 1 fear, 1 fear, 1 fear. So that's 5 fear total. That gets me 1 away from another fear card. We're going to scare this guy into land 1, because I'm defended 3 there because I have a warding pattern. So all of River stuff is done. Bats Scout by Darkness. I'm just going to get a fear and gather 2 into here. Remember, I'm defending 11, 1, 2, 3. It's ravaging 14. I'll be able to deal with that. Not a thing. And I'll be defended 8 here. I have Haunted by Primal Memories. Yeah, I have a bunch of options for next turn. So Bat Scout by Darkness is done. That was 8 fear, so that's another fear card. Invader cards advance. Time passes. It's like Invader cards advancing, except we already did that. This goes here. These will go here. So I'm trying to win. Oops, this goes here. I'm going to try to win in the slow power phase this turn. So I'm adding 2 presents. I have to add a Sacred Site here. So I'm doing growth option 2. I have 5 card plays. which will be great. I can reclaim one card. So what card do I want to reclaim? And I'm basically going to put something face down. I will reclaim. Can't get rid of that blight. That's gonna it's gonna cost me 2 energy to get. So I have to make sure I have at least 2 energy left. I'm gonna get probably 1 energy still from this. I'm going to reclaim. I could do that. Yeah, I'm totally good. I'm gonna go pretty conservative here. I just don't want to lose energy and be totally screwed. So I will get River's Bounty, and we're going to flip Twilight Fog. No, let me flip something that costs 1. I'll flip Razor Sharp. Those are my 5 card plays. That does give me the top level of both my innates, including Sunshine, and that costs me 2 energy and leaves me 2 energy left to do a warding pattern. Remember, the warding pattern will cost me 2 because there's a blight there. All right, Earth is going to reclaim cards. We're going to go top track. No, we'll do bottom track. And I'll put this here, have a sacred site there now. We're going to get 6 energy. 4 card plays, 0 perfect stillness for sure. Guard the isle, guard the healing island for sure. I think, yeah, Razor Sharp. I messed that up earlier. I shouldn't have been able to use that there because you can't target a land that had blight. So that was my mistake. I just realized there was a targeting problem there. Yeah, that wild shouldn't have been there. And actually, since the wilds were there, this wouldn't have explored into there. So the wilds would have gone away. So yeah, I definitely had a targeting problem with Razor Sharp. So sorry about that. It's impossible to refigure that. I know I had the 1 explorer there. I mean, worst case, I scared it into 3. Again, I have so many gathering abilities. I mean, it might have Blight Cascaded. If it Blight Cascaded, like, wouldn't have been a huge deal. I didn't like lose any presence. I had to say, I mean, if I had to lose another presence for when I prevented the blight, I could have removed that. Just had the sacred site in 2. So there were things I could have done. It just definitely made it a little bit easier on myself. So I'll put a note about that. Oh, that could be interesting. Yeah, if I just skip actions there, defend, do rituals of destruction, and then I'll play a card upside down. So 3, and then we'll play Haunted by Primal Memories here. Remember the Explorer cards, adding towns. I might need 4 energy. Oof. And if I need 4 energy, that'd be bad because I don't have it. So let me play 1 less card. And let me play, instead of removing thing from 5, I'm going to remove it from here, and I'll get another energy from the top track. And I will not play element wise. I don't think it matters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. Yeah. I won't play Guardian Serpents. And I'll just keep that in my available cards, just to make sure I have the energy to do that warding pattern there, because again, it could be as much as 4 if that is Sands. So now I have 4 energy. I have so much energy. All right, let's make this happen. So I'm gonna do Rituals of Destruction. I'm gonna make it fast with this. That's gonna be 5 damage here. That's 2 fear. And we're gonna just scare this guy into here. You get 1 fear for destroying the town, 1 fear for scaring off the dude. I'm going to defend 4 inland 3. So I'm defended 15 there now. Well, I'm defended 7. It's going to take 7 plus 8, 15. 7 plus 8. It's going to take 17 to do any blight to the land. These dahan might not survive, but I'm kind of okay with that. And then Year of Perfect Stillness, I'm going to skip all actions in land 4. We have Sunshine. Sunshine is going to give everyone 2 more energy, because so again, there's a big energy spike there, right? Because I remove getting the 3, playing 1 instead of the 2, getting 1 this card, and now I get 2 instead of 1. So that ended up being 3 net energy for River. So I have plenty of energy to do what I need to do, and that is all she wrote there. I have no more fast powers, so we go to the slow power phase, and I probably forgot to do the I have to play a card face down as well. Oh, I put that up here. I probably forgot to do my innate last turn. Maybe I didn't have it, but this turn I actually have the 2nd level, so I can replay. Once this turn, target's bear may repeat 1 power card with an energy cost of 1 or less. I'm sorry, energy of 3 or less. Since that made this fast, it can make it fast for all instances of that. So I'll just go ahead and do 2 damage here, kill a town, and get a fear. Just make that a little bit neater. All right, we go to the event card. We should win in the slow power phase. Missionaries arrive. They teach and spread lessons of a foreign god. I will not ignore their content with a dahan, because that seems dangerous. So I'm going to forget. It's 8 energy. It's 4 energy per player, aided by sun. I have 1, 2 suns in play. I have 6 suns in play, so it'd be 2 more energy. I will just discard Guardian Serpents to get to the 8. Each spirit puts a disease in a land with cities. I'm going to put the disease over here, and then 2 fear per player, so that's 4 fear. During the next round of Ravage, each city does plus 3 damage. Prey on the Unwary. Each beast destroys its explorer. Add a beast to a town without 1. This beast is going to destroy this explorer. That's a fear, so another fear card. I'll push it into land 4. That's in terror level 3 now. This beast destroys this explorer. I'll push it over here. That's another fear. No more beast in lands with explorers. And that's done. 2 fear cards. Terror level 3. Nerves Fray. Add 2 strife in a single land, not matching a Ravage card. 1 fear for player, so 2 more fear. To 2 strife, not matching a Ravage card. Not going to matter too much. I'll put it in 8. We'll just. It does match a Ravage card. Never mind. This matches a Ravage card because it has 3 explorers. Yep. It's not only during the Ravage action that's true. So this does not match a Ravage card. So I had very few places where I could really put this. And this does not match a Ravage card. The last one is Emigration Accelerates. Each player can remove one town or explorer from any land. I'll remove, well, I could prevent that from ravaging at all, save that dahan. Yeah, why not? That'll make me feel better. I don't want to see any cities on the board either. No, I'll do it. Fine, so we'll just remove those two. That no longer matches the ravage card. And now we do the invader steps. The first thing we're doing is we're ravaging in sands. This gets a blight that kills this, and this now goes on Russia card. So if, you know, again, that would trigger the additional loss condition. Again, we still have 4 beasts on the island, so we're good there. That's done. We now are going to ravage in coastal lands. Nothing. We're defended. Again, we're defended 7, the warding pattern plus the defend 4. These guys are going to die, but it's not enough damage. It's not enough to do damage to the land. Now that also would have that should have happened during the sands, because that also matches the sands card because there's 3 explorers there. This, yeah, that's the only one that actually matched. That would have ravaged. Now this would have ravaged during the coastlands card, but again, I'm skipping all invader actions because of your perfect stillness. This is going to ravage. I'm defended 3 because of the warding pattern, so we go to kill this guy. 1 fear, he just goes to an adjacent spot. Build step. We're going to build in all jungles. So we're getting a town in land 4. We're gaining a city in land 3. On Earthboard, we get a town here. Wetlands, we get a city in land 5. And now we do the explore step. Again, we're in stage 3. So we're going to add towns and explorers. So we're going to get the jungles. We get an explorer in a town in land 4. We get an explorer in a town in land 3 on Earthboard. And we get an explorer in a town in land 8 on Earthboard. We go to sands. We get an explorer in a town in land 7. You can see how the stage 3 gets bananas. We get an explorer in a town in land 3. We get an explorer in a town in, nope, we skip all steps in land 4 on Earthboard. We get an explorer in a town in land 5. Invader cards advance. And now we just going to do the soul power phase. I'm going to spend 4 energy as Earth, 2 because of the blight, 2 because of the town there. We're doing a warding pattern there, and we're going to do the warding pattern in land 2 on Earthboard. So river, I'm sorry, I said Earth and river. So yeah, we spent the 4 energy to get a warding pattern in land 3 on River's board. We get spent 0 energy to get a warding pattern in land 2 on Earth's board, and that's the win condition. Game is over. That's a lot, man. There's a lot going on. George is absolutely right. I was not playing Sunshine optimally, but excuse me, I can't even speak optimally. I think I was playing it better for this specific scenario because card plays are just absolutely king in getting those things to trigger. And I also think against Russia, it's like, yeah, I wasn't leading into what makes Sunshine, but you really need that massive flooding to just start drowning as many invaders as possible because it's just an absurd amount of invaders. And again, I have massive flooding again now, like, you know, it's super sick, and I could just wipe out everything in land 4 there and just kind of put myself in a much better place, you know, for the rest of the game. But let me go up here. Did you get the fear of the Fright and Explorer? I'm not sure when that was, Gerald. Sorry, I missed it. You moved that power from Earth over to water side and picked it up. Yeah, I got it. Where are all the bears? Good call. Michael Reggae, can you destroy the Explorer B1 and move it to B5 and destroy it there for 2 fear total? I could have. Yeah, I saw that. I find that like really cheesy, but I did see it and I just decided that I didn't really need the fear that bad, and I just wanted to make sure I didn't get anything else screwed up and make this more confusing. What about the wilds on 4 on River's board? Yeah, good call. Good call. Stone Tony, where did that stop the stage 3? Thank you, Tony. Hello, sir. It is good to see your name. We need to play again soon. Yes, the wilds just out the Explorer, but sounded B4. Reclaim River's bounty for the energy. Awesome. I'm going to hide this user from the channel because that's awful. Sorry about that. And here come the bots. Here come the bots. Okay, my streamers are behind. Go River, wash the bots away. He did. He did. Kind of. Sorry, it took me a second to get over there. Yeah, but that was it's super cool, man. Like, I mean, think about, aid from lesser spirits is a funny thing because every time I see it, I'm like, oh man. But then you're like, the 2 blight per player cards, they actually really, really help. I mean, and I just picked the perfect card. Sky Stretches Ashore, giving me the elements for River, and then just being able to really deal with some coastal stuff with Earth and giving me an extra way to do some damage with some Dahan. I definitely had an oversight where I just forgot about Land 2 at some point, but it kind of paid off. So yeah, the only real mistake was I shouldn't have been able to target Land 4 with Razor Sharp Undergrowth. That blight was definitely there. But again, I think there are a bunch of possible workarounds. The only thing it did, it definitely made things a little easier and a little bit more clear cut, but I could have done a bunch of things to work around that. I'm pretty sure. I mean, it was just, I had places where I could have put the blight at the time, and I would have had obviously I wasn't like ever 1 blight away. I'm not sure, it might have made us go blight on the island earlier, but someone have to run that back and let me know. Michael says good game. Tony says good game. Sean says good game. Yeah, these it's funny to throw the aspects in and throw the scenario, and then I just haven't gotten Russia on the channel in a while, so I wanted to get back to Russia for sure. We are coming up and trying to think what I'm going to do next. I think I'm going to do a thematic playthrough next, and I'm going to probably keep leaning into these aspects. I do want to try to get all of them on the channel before we at least get the new low complexity spirits coming out in October. So I'm trying to focusing on them for sure. And then I get a 3-handed playthrough, and then again we'll see varied terrains, which is going to be crazy. Otis is making me do it against England. So making me. He suggested England, so I'm going to try that. Varied terrains against England is bananas. So we'll see what level. It's not going to be 6. I can assure you of that. Varied terrains adds a lot to consider, a lot to calculate, a lot to try to figure out as you go. But it looks like a very cool scenario that I'm excited to dive into. And so those are like my next 3 or 4 playthroughs. I'm probably going to do a Trickster Shadows playthrough and just go like Strife crazy and just have like a Strife Mania playthrough. So excited about that. So the next 3, 4, 5 playthroughs are kind of already set up in my head. So we get a lot to look forward to in Spirit Island. Tomorrow, I usually do Monday, Wednesday, Friday when I can. Wednesday's bad for me. So tomorrow you're going to see a Nemo's War playthrough. I'm going to get that on the channel for the first time. I've had a bit of a journey with that game. I'm understanding it more, liking it more, I think, but we'll see. So tune in for that. You Nemo's War fans out there, I could definitely use the advice and the encouragement and all that good stuff. And then Friday, I'm going to do Cloudspire Airs Chapter 3, which should be super exciting. Definitely enjoying, taking my time working through all the Cloudspire content that is in existence. So it's a really cool game that keeps on. Every time I pull it out, I'm like, all right, yeah, this is what it's about. Chip Theory Games doing their thing, but. Look at Earth with his astonishing amount of presence on his board. Getting on those wards early is just, if you can afford the card play, it's just nice to get them out because it really just simplifies the rest of the game. Especially adding that defend 3 is super nice. That board looks really ugly. I love how like Earth's board was like totally clean, and now it's like, oh, here are 3 cities. It's like, figure it out, dude. But it didn't matter. I mean, I wonder if we were ever actually, when I got to Terra level 3, were we at a Terra level 3 victory condition if it wasn't for Ward? I'd have to go back and look. I think we might have been for sure. So that was pretty cool. But seeing no comments, I'm going to get running. I got to finish my morning coffee. I say now that it's like evening time. But we will be back tomorrow, and let's set some sails with Nemo and his crew, so to speak, and hopefully he doesn't go Hopefully we can balance our resources and not go insane or get sunk by any warships too early. Um, expect that might be a quick restart if that starts off bad. That is not a game that like swings back around. It is like if it starts off bad, you're like, probably you should probably should restart. So we'll see. We'll see. I'll try to stick with whatever happens and go that way. But this was cool. Thanks for the chat, for the help, for catching some mistakes here and there. As always, I always appreciate it. You guys want to tune in and just watch all my playthroughs all the time? That would be great. I could use it. Clever Swine says, see ya, sir. With that, thanks again for joining me, and until next time, happy gaming.
Solo.